All right, let's take you now across where the all-party meeting is to begin shortly from now. This all-party meeting called at the back of the terror attacks that has taken place in Pahalgam in Kashmir. Amidst the huddle, Amit Shah, JP Nadda and S. Jaishankar are holding the meet. The meeting is taking place at the Parliament. What we've just been given to understand is that the Home Minister has just come in. You can see Kiran Rijiju, Union Minister, Samajwadi Party, and all leaders, Aam Aadmi Party, all leaders coming in for the all-party meeting there. Because all of this in the backdrop of the dastardly terror attack in Pahalgam, which took place 2 days ago. Yesterday was the CCS meet in which decisions were made and major decisions were made. Of course, will there be now military escalation is the big question. Today, the opposition had wanted an all-party meeting and the government also wanted to uprise the opposition on the stand that the government is taking. Largely, the opposition seems to be standing next to the government. However, certain parties have raised questions of accountability and the lapses, security lapses that had taken place. Was there an intelligence failure? But more or so, most parties are backing the government in the stand that they have taken. On your television screen, Amit Shah, the Home Minister, coming in. Rahul Gandhi, also the leader of opposition, would be attending this all-party meeting in Parliament. Mallikarjun Kharge from the Congress as well. A short while ago, you just saw Ram Gopal Yadav there on your television screen from the Samajwadi Party. Supriya Sule, NCP. Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, TMC, Sanjay Singh, Aam Aadmi Party, Asauddin Owaisi, AIMIM has also been called. Shrikant Shinde, Shiv Sena, Premchand Gupta, RJD and Krishna Deva Rayu from the TDP are till now the members who have come in to attend this crucial all-party meet. Because this is going to be a time where you will have the Home Minister, the Defence Minister and the Minister of External Affairs uprise the opposition on the steps that they have taken in terms of retaliatory measures against Pakistan. Those decisions were taken yesterday where, of course, the Indus Water Treaty has been held in abeyance, just one of the many measures that have been taken. Will there be military escalation now? To what level? They will be taking feedback from the opposition as well. All of this taking place. I want to quickly, immediately cut across to my colleague Piyush Mishra, who is joining us live right outside Parliament where this crucial all-party meeting about to begin shortly. Piyush, what more can you add?
Well, Preeti, like you rightly mentioned that yes, this meeting is about to begin there at Parliament, annexing in Parliament, and this meeting has been called by the government where it is going to brief all political parties about the steps those have so far been taken by the government in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack. Remember that yesterday the Cabinet Committee on Security meeting took place at PM Narendra Modi's residence, and there itself it was decided that the government will be briefing opposition about the steps those have been taken and about the incident and the evidences also those have so far been gathered. So it's going to be a very crucial meeting in which the government is going to brief all political parties about the horrific Pahalgam attack. We have also got the list of leaders who have arrived. From DMK, we have Tiruchi Shiva, Supriya Sule from NCP, Shrikant Shinde from Shiv Sena, Sanjay Singh from Aam Aadmi Party. And if you talk about leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge is there, and leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi is also there. We also have Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar, and BJP's National President JP Nadda, who have also attended this meeting. This meeting is being chaired by Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Home Minister Amit Shah and Foreign Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Even they are going to put on their views before the all political parties. JP Nadda has joined there as the National President of BJP. Kiran Rijiju is there because he is Parliamentary Affairs Minister. So all political parties have been called in and they will be briefed about the Pahalgam terror attack and how the government is looking forward to take actions against the Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. Remember that a few steps have already been taken, which includes putting Indus Water Treaty in abeyance. also sealing the border, India-Pakistan border, which also includes asking all Pak nationals to return back to their country within 48 hours. So there are different measures which the government has so far taken, and what we are now learning is that more actions could be in pipeline, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured not only to the country but also a strong message to Pakistan and also to the global community that yes, we will not let the terror go unpunished. And in the wake of that, we are now seeing this all-party meeting taking place. Before that, Home Minister Amit Shah and Foreign Affairs Minister Jaishankar also met with President of India.
All right, so, this is an attempt of the government, especially after the crucial CCS meet which had taken place yesterday, which is the highest, meeting that can take place, especially where internal security and India's security is concerned. After that, now you have the Home Minister, you have the External Affairs Minister and the Defense Minister apprising the opposition on the steps that the government is looking to take and has already taken, where retaliation to Pakistan-sponsored terror comes into question. I want to cut across right now to my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal, who is joining us. Aishwarya, till now, we've seen the opposition largely stand behind the government and say, we are with you in this. However, there are political parties, especially like the TMC, that have raised, questions on what the lapses were, on accountability and an intelligence failure. All of that will also be addressed today, isn't it?
Well, definitely, Preeti, and we have seen a very measured response coming in from from most of the opposition parties. In fact, Rahul Gandhi also, if you carefully read the tweet that he's written, basically the opposition parties, most of them are standing behind the government, and the signal that has gone out is that India is united and all set to fight this. And that is exactly what the government at the moment is also looking at. That picture, Preeti, that we just saw, Home Minister meeting all the top leaders, and we also saw the Defense Minister meeting with them, speaking with them and telling them what the next course of action will be. All this is a telling sign that we should brace ourselves. The Indian government will now take a very stringent action. In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaking in Bihar, in a place where everyone, understands Hindi, very few understand English, but that statement coming in from English because it was the Prime Minister who wanted to give out a message, a signal to the world that India will not let this go, and that is exactly what will be discussed today. And we will see, in this meeting, the government also giving a hint to the opposition party with regards to the next course of action that the government is all set to take.
I just stay on with me. I just want to get our viewers up to speed with the latest that is coming in. Viewers, the day before yesterday, you have the Prime Minister, after the dastardly terror attack in Pahalgam, which is just about 2.5 hours from Srinagar, cut his diplomatic visit short and come back late night. You had the Home Minister, who was in Srinagar for a day, come back yesterday. And then yesterday was the highest level meeting on security, which is the CCS. Now you have the Home Minister as well as the Defense Minister, who will apprise the opposition, because there are many questions that the opposition has had, especially on the action which the government has taken already. There have been multiple, a unilateral response where it comes down from India initially right now, but it's more of a diplomatic response. On the other hand, will there be, tangible military action? Will that happen? Is a question that the opposition is also demanding from the government. More so, especially where grave security lapses are concerned. Why wasn't there enough security? Accountability. Those questions will also be raised in this particular meeting. But all in all, this is one of those rare moments that we see in Indian political history, that we've seen the opposition stand firmly with the government on whatever decision the government is taking to move ahead, because there is a clear clarion call across the country today. At the back of what we have seen is a bloodbath in Pahalgam. 28 lives have been lost. 28 families' lives, as they knew it, will never be, turned upside down. So therefore, there is a sense of revenge, retribution, the government recalibrating all of that. Immediate retaliatory measures have been announced, and some of them stringent at that, whether it be, the abeyance of the Indus Water Treaty, but will there be now tactical action? And when I speak of tactical action, it tantamounts to military action. Will that also take place? It's something that would possibly be discussed with the opposition this evening. If anything is to go by of what the Prime Minister said in a very rare address in English, he hardly makes addresses in English, especially in a state like Bihar. So there was a point that he was trying to make as well, viewers, when he was speaking in English, because this wasn't meant just for India's audience. It was meant for a global audience, that India is going to come back and hit hard, relentlessly, without any mercy. The kind of words that he used, that we will, as a country, eradicate, the Zameen which has Atank, which foments terrorists. All of that, we're going to bring it down for our viewers. But, like I said, the opposition will also raise issues of what they feel have been lapses. And they have been lapses, something which even security experts admit, viewers. Lapse number one, April 4th, the IB alert flagged the terror threat. Pakistan terrorists wrecked Pahalgam hotels. The army intel also warned of LET movement in Baisaran. Attack site had no security presence, even despite of that warning. No tourist police booths or mobile patrol deployed in the area. So there have been grave lapses. Were we caught napping? Yes. Now, will accountability be fixed? It's something, that the government will look into. But right now is the time, to put up a united front in terms of the action that India needs to take and show to the world that this will not be tolerated, deterrence where Pakistan is concerned. I'm going to continue to cut across, to our band of reporters. Piyush Mishra with us, Aishwarya Paliwal with us, where this meeting, all-party meeting, has started. Piyush, what's interesting is it seems Asauddin Owaisi has finally been invited in this all-party meeting, because that invitation hadn't gone down earlier. He'd used the platform X to actually express his disgruntlement at that.
Well, certainly, Preeti. In fact, he was asking the government to take strongest possible action against this terror activity. He was also asking what kind of measures the government will now further take. So today, all his doubts are going to be cleared in this all-party meeting, where the government is going to brief not only opposition but all political parties, India allies, all members of political spectrum. They have been invited, in which they are going to be briefed how the government is looking into it, what measures so far have been taken, and most likely the government is going to give them a hint as to how the government is going to move ahead as far as dealing with this situation is concerned. So there were some political parties from opposition who were asking for some sort of measures, military measures to be taken, and today the government is going to give them hint as to what the government is going to look forward as far as this entire situation is concerned. So from DMK we have Tiruchi Shiva, from TMC also Sudeep Bandyopadhyay is there, from Aam Aadmi Party Sanjay Singh is there. So different political parties have been invited. From TDP, which is part of NDA, even Lavu Krishna is there. So there are multiple political parties who have been invited, and they are taking part in this all-party meeting, which is right now underway. Most likely it will go for an hour or so, in which Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is going to brief to all the political parties, and Home Minister Amit Shah can add on to the situation there in Jammu and Kashmir, because he is the man
this
who
meeting, viewers, once again
was flown to Pahalgam.
You stay with me.
He also
so the Defence Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, is chairing this all-party meeting. It was the Defence Minister who actually picked up the phone, inviting all parties to come in and attend this meeting, so they all could be briefed on what the government stand is and what measures have been taken, to debate the measures, and also what measures need to be taken, and take feedback from the opposition. So what you actually see is a rare sight of healthy democracy working where India is concerned, and the opposition and the government at least coming together to troubleshoot at times of grave grief. India is plunged into mourning, viewers, with what has happened just 2 days ago. It's a moment that we don't want to forget, and it's a moment that we don't want to quite ever repeat again, and we need to take that stand to make that messaging very, very clear. All right, I want to cut across to all the political reactions that we are getting in. We were speaking of Asauddin Owaisi. Listen in.
होम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस से होम मिनिस्टर मेरे से बात किए और बोले कहाँ हैं आप, तो मैं सर हैदराबाद में हो, तो बोले देर होगी मगर आप आइए। तो अभी अगर टिकट मिलेगा इंशाल्लाह, मैं बोला हूँ, जो भी टिकट मिलेगा पहुँचेंगे और उसमें शिरकत करेंगे और अपनी बात को रखेंगे।
All right, I'm cutting across back to my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal, who's joining us for more on this all-party meeting which is taking place. Aishwarya, each political outfit if you want to call it still the India Alliance, has, divergent views on how India should approach Pakistan and the kind of measures that need to be in place. While the Congress has largely put their weight behind the government, saying this is not the time, to politicize the situation. We are with the government. They need to take a hard stand, discuss with us, and we are with you. On the other hand, there are other political parties like the TMC, which has outrightly demanded accountability. They've asked why there was such a massive intelligence failure and security lapses. So different approach by different political outfits.
Well, definitely, Preeti, we are seeing how different opposition parties have raised certain questions, and those are the questions that not just the opposition parties, Preeti, but even a lot of other people have been asking, how could such a big attack happen? Because this is something that the government has been saying they have been working upon over the past many years. Those questions are something that will be asked by the opposition parties today as well. But the main opposition party, the Congress party, understanding what this actually means. And we have seen how globally it is the world that is standing behind India. This should not have happened. They were not people who were standing on the border. They were not people who were fighting. They were just civilians, unarmed civilians who had nowhere to go. And this was pre-planned. The recce was happening. So everything was planned. And we know who's behind this. It's the state of Pakistan. So when everyone knows this, the idea now is to make sure that these kind of incidents do not take place. That's the reason to trying to make sure that Jammu and Kashmir becomes a safe haven once again. That's the promise that the Bharatiya Janata Party has been making over the past many years. The oppositions, the parties obviously will ask certain questions, but at the moment we have seen by and large all of them understanding that the bottom line is that India now needs to respond to this, and the world is watching, Preeti, how India will react to these 28
All right, Aishwarya, stay with me. I just want to take our viewers through the visuals that are coming in. We can play them full screen. Visuals that are coming in of the Parliament. The all-party meeting has begun. You can see Rahul Gandhi along with Kiran Rijiju. You have the Home Minister as well as the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh coming in, JP Nadda, BJP Party President, and then you have Mr. Kharge alongside Rahul Gandhi with the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, and you had Mr. Kiran Rijiju. Other political parties also being represented today, and we'll continue to get you what comes in or what is a united political response which filters out of the all-party meeting which is taking place as we speak, viewers, inside the Parliament. All right, along with the multiple measures that were taken place yesterday, the latest that is coming in is also that the beating retreat has been suspended indefinitely at the Attari-Wagah border. Gates remain shut at Attari-Wagah border. No handshake between BSF Jawans and Pakistan Rangers. Viewers, the beating retreat would happen daily at the Wagah-Attari border. And right now that has also been suspended, understandably so. It was a goodwill measure between the two countries, and when you get stabbed in the back, there is no goodwill anymore. And this is a classic example of that. Tourists from across the country would go, on either sides to witness this spectacle, but from now on it has been suspended indefinitely. Joining me on the phone line, my colleague Asim Bassi. Asim, what more can you add?
Well, at the Attari border, every day the retreat ceremony takes place. It's a flag-lowering ceremony where a coordinated parade takes place between the BSF Jawans and the Pakistani Rangers. And today also, I will say that the retreat ceremony did happen at the border, but there was a difference. The difference was that the gates, the India and the Pakistan gates were not opened because the BSF decided not to open the gates in protest of the Pahalgam terror attack. And apart from not opening the gate, also there was no handshake. Every day there is a handshake between the BSF Jawan and the Pakistani Rangers during the ceremony. But today's ceremony took place. People came in a thin number, but there was no handshake and no gates with the Pakistan were open. So from Pakistan side, Rangers did the parade and Indian side, BSF did the parade as usual. But there was no gate opening, there was no handshake. So this is a big development because in the recent past, this has never happened. So BSF has shown a very, very strong protest to Pakistan against the Pahalgam terror attack. Yeah.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Asim, with the latest updates coming in. My colleague Asim Basi elucidating that there will be no beating retreat ceremony that takes place daily at the Attari-Wagah border, where tourists, citizens from either sides of the divide gather to witness this spectacle. But all of this was just a part of confidence-building measures between the two countries which have had strained ties. And, where is the confidence when India has witnessed a dastardly attack that clearly emanates from across the border, Pakistan? So the goodwill measures, if one might call it, or confidence-building measures don't stand at all. And therefore, India, in its right judgment and appreciation, has decided nothing doing. We don't want, to put up this facade anymore. So this ceremony has been, viewers, from now indefinitely suspended. There is more news break that is coming in. All right. News filtering in where a border security force Jawan has been detained by Pakistan Rangers after he accidentally crossed the Punjab border, and talks are on between the two forces to secure his release. Constable P.K. Singh of the 182nd Battalion was apprehended by Pakistan Rangers across the Firozpur border on Wednesday. The Jawan was in uniform and carried his service rifle. He was accompanying farmers when he moved ahead to rest in shade and was apprehended by the Rangers. A flag meeting is on between the two forces to secure the release of the BSF Jawan. The incident comes all, of course, against the backdrop of the Pahalgam terror attacks, with India taking a slew of measures against Pakistan for sponsoring terrorism on Indian soil. Jitendra Bahadur with me. There was a certain amount of aggression even coming in from Pakistan. Jitendra, what more can you add?
और देखिए प्रीति, जो पाकिस्तान का जो पाक रेंजर है, उन्होंने बीएसएफ के एक जवान को हिरासत में लिया है। ये कहा जा रहा है कि बीएसएफ का जवान फिरोजपुर पंजाब का जो बॉर्डर है, इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर पर किसान गार्ड के तौर पर, जो किसान गेहूं की कटाई करने के लिए उस इलाके में गए थे, जीरो लाइन के उस पार गए थे। उसके बाद जो बीएसएफ के जवान को पाकिस्तान के रेंजर्स के द्वारा उसको डिटेन किया गया है, उसको हिरासत में ले लिया गया है। कल दोपहर में इस घटना को पाकिस्तान रेंजर्स की तरफ से अंजाम दिया गया है। हालांकि जो बीएसएफ के अधिकारियों की अगर माने तो बीएसएफ के अधिकारियों की तरफ से जो पाकिस्तान के रेंजर्स के सीनियर अधिकारी हैं, उनके बीच में बातचीत चल रही है। कई राउंड की फ्लैग मीटिंग हो चुकी है, 24 घंटे से ज्यादा का समय हो चुका है, लेकिन अभी तक जो बीएसएफ के जवान को पाकिस्तान रेंजर्स के द्वारा नहीं छोड़ा गया है। इस बीच में देखा जा रहा है कि जैसे जो पहलगाम की घटना हुई, उसके बाद भारत ने जो कड़े कदम पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ उठाए हैं, उसके बाद जिस तरीके से पाकिस्तान रेंजर्स ने इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर के नजदीक, ऐसे हमेशा जो भारत के जवान किसान गार्ड के तौर पर उस जगह जाया करते थे, लेकिन इसको बीएसएफ के इस जवान को डिटेन करना एक अलग तरीके की पाकिस्तान की मंशा यहां पर दिखा रहा है। और इस बात को लेकर के जो बीएसएफ के सीनियर अधिकारी हैं, इस वक्त लगातार वो चिंतित हैं, और जो पाकिस्तान रेंजर्स के अधिकारी हैं, उनसे जो हॉटमेल पर उनकी तरफ से बातचीत भी किया गया है। साथ ही जो फ्लैग मीटिंग है वो भी की जा रही है, लेकिन अभी तक पाक रेंजर्स ने जो बीएसएफ का जवान है उसको उनकी तरफ से नहीं छोड़ा गया है। जी
जितेंद्र, पाकिस्तान ने भी अग्रेशन बढ़ाया है, क्योंकि ये पहली बार नहीं है कि दोनों तरफ के रेंजर्स एक दूसरे की टेरिटरी में जाते हैं। कभी कभार ये रूटीन है और वापस इमीडिएटली करे दिए जाते हैं। तो एक अग्रेशन है जो पाकिस्तान भी इस वक्त दिखा रहा है।
बिल्कुल, पाकिस्तान का ये एक तरीके का एग्रेशन दिखाई पड़ रहा है, क्योंकि भारत ने जिस तरीके से चाहे अटारी बॉर्डर हो, वहां पर जो बीटिंग रिट्रीट सेरेमनी होती थी, इसके साथ ही वहां से जो आने जाने का गेट था, उसको तमाम चीजों पर रिस्ट्रिक्शंस लगाया, बंद कर दिया। उसके बाद ये देखा जा रहा है कि पाकिस्तान भी एक तरीके से एग्रेशन अपनी तरफ से दिखाने की कोशिश में जुटा हुआ है। यही वजह है कि पहले ये देखा जाता था कि जब भी कुछ बीएसएफ का जवान या पाकिस्तान रेंजर्स इधर भारत के टेरिटरी में आ जाते थे तो तुरंत ही फ्लैग मीटिंग उसी जगह होती थी, जो उस जगह की बॉर्डर आउटपोस्ट होती थी, वहां पर फ्लैग मीटिंग होती थी और उसके तुरंत बाद जवान को एक्सचेंज कर दिया जाता था, यानी कि एक जगह से दूसरी जगह उसको भेज दिया जाता था। लेकिन अभी तक 24 घंटे के आसपास का लगभग समय हो चुका है। पाकिस्तान रेंजर्स के जो सीनियर अधिकारी हैं उनके साथ बीएसएफ के जवानों की बातचीत भी हुई है, साथ ही बीएसएफ के सीनियर अधिकारियों ने भी बातचीत किया है, फ्लैग मीटिंग भी हो चुकी, लेकिन 24 घंटे से ज्यादा का समय लगभग हो चुका है, अभी तक पाकिस्तान रेंजर्स ने इस जवान को नहीं छोड़ा है।
और शुक्रिया जितेंद्र हमसे जुड़ने के लिए. Thank you, my colleague Jitendra, getting us the latest updates. But lots of breaking news coming in, viewers, because there are dramatic developments, some small, some big, that are taking place on either sides of the divide, be it Pakistan and India. And the latest coming in from across the border is that spooked Pakistan warmongers are now being quite vocal. Pakistan Defence Minister has provoked once again, stating, "We'll hit back if India attacks." Pakistan Minister praises Pahalgam attackers. Minister Ishqdar says that attackers are freedom fighters. I want to cut across immediately to my colleague Geeta Mohan. Geeta, could you give us more information coming in? Who is this minister who's making claims, glorifying the attackers and then, by default taking responsibility?
Well, two press conferences took place. One is Defence Minister Khwaja Asif and the other Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Ishaqdar. And both of them very clearly, one deflecting treaty, saying that there was no involvement of Pakistan. Secondly, saying that if there is anything that changes because of the Indus Water Treaty being held in abeyance, then that would be treated as an act of war. And then going ahead and provoking India yet again. So these provocative statements that are coming from Pakistan at a time when India has suffered at the hands of Pak terror yet again, at a time when a BSF soldier has been held by Pakistani forces, certainly is not going to go down well with New Delhi. Foreign envoys of select countries in batches are being briefed by the Ministry of External Affairs, none other than the Foreign Secretary himself, not just talking about what happened, briefing them on the Pulwama terror attack, but also telling them, informing them that there is consequences that Pakistan will have to pay. And it's not just a first few steps of diplomatic measures, because that would hardly impact. Apart from the Indus Water Treaty, everything else was anyway on a massive low, so that would hardly impact Pakistan. What they're looking at is military response, and it is justified, and that there can be no international outcry after knowing exactly what Pakistan has done. So these
Geeta,
coming from...
But Geeta, but what is really, really worrying, and it's bizarre that you have a minister who's outrightly gone ahead and praised the attackers who attacked hapless tourists in Pahalgam. It's bizarre that you have someone actually saying.
Well, absolutely, because look, where does it come down to, and how? What does it come down to, Preeti? It is not the civilian dispensation that is in control of Pakistan, especially not Pakistan's India policy. It is the Pakistani military and the Pakistani establishment. It trickles down from General Asim Munir. The statement that he made claiming Kashmir is a jugular vein for Pakistan, claiming that they're never going to leave the side of Kashmir, basically saying the terror forces that work against India and Indian interests, those are the people that they support, and that he avowed that they are going to continue supporting these forces who are fighting a so-called fight for the Kashmir cause. So it's
some defense minister, and there's word coming in right now, has also practically stated. And of course, this is all in the realms of speculation and what you call warmongering at a level, saying that India is planning, as per the Pakistan Defence Minister, terrorist attacks, multiple terrorist attacks across the country of Pakistan, and Pakistan will now retort in equal measure. The Defence Minister has gone ahead and even stated that if Pakistani citizens will not be safe and attacked, in terrorist attacks, then Pakistan will retaliate.
Absolutely. they can continue saying this, and they have said this in the past also. This is a very, very desperate and also fearful in a way, in many ways than one, Preeti, Pakistan that has already put its entire border security apparatus on high alert. They are expecting India to respond to this. But the response is not going to be just one surgical strike anymore. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made it very clear, Preeti, that they are going to raze to the ground any area, any land that harbors terrorists. So Pakistan on high alert, these are just words. They're trying to tell India not to take any military measures because that will invite a response from Pakistan. This is what is done as deterrence. So Pakistani statements, provocative, but also trying to act as deterrent. So India does not carry out a military response. But Preeti, at this juncture, looking at the terror attack, is quite determined.
All right, Geeta, appreciate you joining me. We're going to come back, and cut across to Geeta for more information because what's happening is bizarre, viewers. But these visuals coming in, it seems a moment's silence is being observed at the all-party meeting at the Parliament there in remembrance of those who have lost their lives. 28 lives lost in the bloodbath at Pahalgam, viewers. And these visuals that were coming in seem to suggest that before the beginning of the all-party meeting, there has been a moment's silence that has been convened to pay homage to those who were slain in this dastardly terror attack. All of this, we're going to play those visuals out for our viewers in just about a minute. The all-party meeting clearly has started at the Parliament, and it started with observing a minute's silence to pay homage to those who were slain in the dastardly terror attack in Pahalgam. And across party lines, the leaders there observing that moment's silence in commemorance of those who have been killed. And hopefully, by the end of this all-party meeting, coming up with a resolve of action which will lead to deterrence where Pakistan is concerned, that as a country we never have to face this moment ever again. So the meeting, all-party meeting, is underway. The party leaders cutting across party lines, paying homage, paying tribute to those fallen due to terror in Pahalgam. 28 victims have been killed. 28 families will never know what their life has been before and now, completely torn apart, and all because of the scourge of terror. And these visuals now, of course, coming in, you can see on your television screen, you have Nirmala Sitharaman, the Finance Minister, you have Minister of External Affairs, S. Jaishankar, J.P. Nadda, you have the Home Minister. The meeting, viewers, is being chaired by Rajnath Singh, the Defence Minister. Sitting right next to him is Mr. Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, also who's the leader of opposition, also attending the meeting. You have Ram Gopal Yadav sitting right next to Rahul Gandhi. He, of course, is representing the Samajwadi Party. You have members of the TMC as well. You have Asauddin Owaisi. So all leaders cutting across party lines, coming together, and hopefully there will be a cumulative resolve that will come through political. This is a rare sight that we've seen the government and the opposition come together, without any images or pictures which would somewhere down the line shame democracy, but a moment, and there couldn't be a bigger moment for this. It had to be something like this, viewers, because if they don't come together now, then when? And we can see that happening, where the opposition mostly has taken a stand that they are going to support the government, whatever decision the government has already taken and hopes to take, and also on what really went wrong. All right, let's, while we have our eyes trained on the all-party meeting which is taking place at the Parliament, there's news break now filtering in where the Israeli Prime Minister is concerned. Yes, there have been a slew of state dignitaries and state heads who have called the Prime Minister, expressing solidarity. The latest to do so is Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who called Prime Minister Modi, strongly condemning the terror attack on Indian soil, expressing solidarity with the people of India and the families of the victim. Prime Minister Modi shared the barbaric nature of the cross-border terrorist attack and reiterated India's firm resolve to bring the perpetrators and their supporters to justice. The state of Israel, the country of Israel, is no stranger to terror and understandably connects with what India has actually gone through over the course of the last 48 hours with one of the worst terrorist attacks where tourists, hapless, innocent tourists in Kashmir are concerned. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has called his Indian counterpart, Prime Minister Modi, strongly condemning the terror attack on Indian soil, expressing solidarity with the people of India and the families of the victims. Prime Minister Modi shared the barbaric nature of the cross-border terrorist attack and reiterated India's firm resolve to bring the perpetrators and their supporters to justice. Till now, practically, there has been condolences, solidarity, messages coming in from across the country, across the world. Also, you have, and that's the news that we are breaking, the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, has tweeted out a short while back, and that's the news that we are breaking next, where he said, pleased to meet Foreign and Security Policy Advisor to German Chancellor Jens Plöntner, appreciate Germany's expression of solidarity on the recent terrorist attacks in India, thanking him for his immense contribution to India-Germany ties, Indo-German ties there. There's, there is a larger backdrop to it because terrorism is a global issue and we can see cutting across countries, everyone uniting behind India at a moment where India has faced one of its worst terror strikes. What's interesting in all of this is because a few countries haven't done so. Canada, if I'm not wrong, is one of them. All eyes trained there as well.